Battle continues May 1st at the second stop on the PSP Tour, so mark your calendars and sign up your team to take the field at the 2015 PSP Nashville Open. Watch all the action going down and broadcast live May 1st through the 3rd on pspevents.com.
Coming up here in the afternoon, we have 187 Crew and AC Dallas starting out the afternoon battle in just a few seconds to go before the start of this first point. So the story of 187 Crew, last year, it's a team that's constantly improving. And I really could see them having their true breakout year this year, just depending on whether or not they can execute with the talent they have. AC Dallas, this is their first year in the Pro Division. We'll see how well they do. AC Dallas in the camo jerseys on your right-hand side, and 187 in the green Planet jerseys on your left-hand side.
And looks like all 5 bodies alive on both sides of the field. Both these teams, but 187 going to be the first one to drop. Looks like they lose Lizotte over there off the Dorito side, but also fill into the small Dorito. Dan Zaleski over here in Snake 1. Always good for 187 when they can get Dan Zaleski up in the mix. Player that we've seen be a standout for 187 over the years.
Yeah, and he's matched up against Dimitri Ninios, a.k.a. Meter, in the Snake right now, number 88 for AC Dallas, backed up by Nate Roberts, who, according to Coach Greg Pauly, is a guy that they're going to be putting a lot of weight on this year. I think that's Nate Roberts behind him. So right now, mirrored up field position for these two teams, except Meter has a little bit better field position than Snake. He's in the second notch of the Snake, trying to look cross field. You look at AC Dallas on your screen. That's the stand-up in the center. Nico Hyde.
Nico Hyde, one of those players coming over from VCK.
Nico Hyde is another one of the guys that, coming over from VCK and in practices leading up to this event, was impressing a lot of people with his intelligent play. So if they could get big performances, if AC Dallas can get big performances out of a couple of these guys, they really could be a force here.
There's Nick Sloviak. Big pickup in the offseason for 187. As he bumped out here to the Snake side, started off in the back center. But 187 not getting any kills. They got all 3 bodies over here on the Snake side. Nick Sloviak gonna drop.
Here comes Nico Hyde, past the 50-yard line, staying alive. I think he might have got clipped on that one, though. Oh, it looks like here bodies are dropping for 187. So nice work by AC Dallas, and I don't think they lose one. I think they might have lost one guy. So solid first point here by AC as Brandon Mayo, Nico Hyde, Nate Roberts, TJ Danner, and Meter Ninios get it done for AC. That's what we wanted to see out of them, though, Todd.
Yeah,
come out here, not be scared, exert their will.
And there's Nate Roberts right there, number 19 for AC Dallas, hanging that flag. So
it looked like Brandon Mayo got himself a 3-pack. 3 confirmed kills for Brandon Mayo and 2-pack for Meter. But still solid team effort, though, and really good moves from Nico Hyde in the center.
Yeah, he was getting kind of pressured in there in that Snake, living behind his gun, dipped out, kind of came up through that alleyway on the Dorito side center field, able to put the pressure on. But Brandon Mayo over here in Snake for AC Dallas.
Well, Brandon Mayo's a veteran. He's another guy that's been playing for a long time, played at Avalanche, was featured in one of Patrick Spore's films, Serial Killers. Brandon Mayo's done this before. So we know what he's capable of. Meter has played with X Factor, and he had done well with that squad. But coming over to really help bolster the lineup for AC Dallas. And again, we've heard a lot of good things about Nico Hyde and Nate Roberts. And we know TJ Danner can play some ball too. So pretty deep roster for the rookies here in the Pro Division. AC Dallas, as they go up 1-0 against 187 Crew. We're going to be right back. Stick with us. Getting right back into this game here. AC Dallas on your screen. These two teams have switched sides. 187 crew. Going to have to try to get something done on this snake, but not able to do it. As it looks like a body, though, coming off for AC Dallas. So Brandon Mayo looks like he got a minor penalty. So now 187 looking good there. There's the D side and up in the center, taking better positions. And here comes a big move made over on that D side of the field. And I think that was Nico Hyde. Makes a big bunker move, and I think he gets 2, but it's not going to be enough as 187 still has bodies left alive. Matt Jarula in the snake for them. And Painter is going to run that flag in. So Painter, fresh off a knee injury from last season, wasn't able to play World Cup, but you know, it's great to have him back in the lineup. And that's one of the things that, the thing with 187 is they are starting to develop depth. They didn't have depth when they first came into the league. They had 1 or 2 guys that they could count on every single point, and that would change point to point. But now, you know, with Painter, Jarula, Trailer, Zaleski, I mean, they're now, and then now they have Nick Sloviak. You know, so they're starting to develop that important depth that you need to try to contend here in this division of killers. I mean, there's a lot of stone cold teams out here that want nothing more than to tear your head off and take the crown. But I think that 187 is starting to develop the depth that they need. So you see there was that he was hit on the leg. You could see in that replay.
It looked like I got hit in the gun. He got one in the leg and dove into that puddle, but
yeah, so let's check it out here. Okay, he got hit right there and then got hit in the leg. That's a tough one to feel.
Oh, the back of your leg.
Yeah, back of
his left leg. And it looked like he had one come off of his loader, too. As soon as the ref pulled him, checked his gun.
Yeah, that's
and
a pretty...
then they got another one on the other side of the field when Nico Hyde went to go bunker out that Dorito player. So,
well, gut check time for AC Dallas right now.
Yeah.
2 players, 2 majors. As Brandon Mayo getting that one in the leg, and then looks like Nico Hyde got another major on that side.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate turn of events here for AC Dallas fans. But if you're a 187 fan, you're going to be smiling right now.
So yeah, AC Dallas going to be starting with 3 bodies. Came out, played a really solid first point. You know, picked off 187 players 1 by 1. Came out second point, tried to go out here on the snake side to that outside temple.
They do a lot of low body drills, and as well as everybody should do that. But I was talking to Greg Pauly, he was telling me about some of the drills he's been masterminding. I really like the creative drill sets that a lot of these coaches and captains are thinking up. It's really helping these teams out. So AC Dallas, they know the situation. They know what they need to do here. 3 players left alive. You see them on your screen, gunfighting, trying to get a quick kill. Maybe they can even it up. 1 and 16 seconds left. Again, 2 players in the box for AC Dallas. Max Trailer gets shot, so there's 1 body. Still Matt Jarula, Josh Pike, Dan Zaleski, and Greg Lazat. Greg Lazat's another name that we started to call a lot for 187. That kid can play some ball. Right now, good moves by 187. There's Matt Jarula on your screen.
Oh, Nate Roberts. Lucky to not get shot there by Zaleski. As Ninos gets shot out of the back center. Under a minute on the penalties.
Zaleski in really good field position right now.
And Zaleski just got to keep continuing to put the pinch on Roberts.
And yeah.
Zaleski gets the shot across the field and then is going to run down Roberts. So TJ Danner catches one in that mini race bunker over there on the Dorito side.
Yeah, Zaleski's been a powerhouse for 187. And he's going to hang that flag up.
Poor Zaleski almost didn't make this event. Had a death in the family and thought he wasn't going to be able to come last minute. You know, they changed the date for the funeral, and he was able to come in here, you know, last minute. I think that's huge, you know, for Zaleski. Condolences out to his family.
Yeah, our thoughts,
you know, it's
definitely
great
go out to them for sure.
It's great for Zaleski to be here, you know.
Well, it's huge for
with this team,
and it's huge for 187. I mean, Zaleski, let's make no bones about it, they are starting to develop that depth. But if you take Zaleski off the field, you know, that's 1 less weapon than they have. I mean, obviously they're starting to develop more weapons, but he's one of their best weapons they have, so it's great that he could make it. So right now, 187 in the driver's seat. We'll be right back.
They say paintball is 90% mental. The mental aspect of our sport goes far beyond game plans and visualization. Now more than ever, Empire provides an unmatched support system for you both on and off the field. Having this level of support allows you to focus on the things that you need to go out there and get the job done. The Empire All-In sponsorship program. Thousands of players, hundreds of teams, one family, one support system.
.187 on your left and on your screen. Here off the break. Heavy guns up for them. 4 guns up off the break. 1 body streaking out to the back bunker on the D side of the field. And then a huge move all the way to the 50-yard line for 187, pretty much on the break. Again, only looking at 3 bodies, though. That's why they're able to do that. And now here comes the push down, oh my God, on that D side of the field.
Oh, and here comes the players. They're going to come out of the box.
It's Greg Lazat. Greg Lazat just feasting over there on the D side. Complete and utter domination for 187 on that D side of the field as Greg Lazat went to town. Beautiful work. You know, that's a heads-up play right there. You realize, hey, we're only looking at a few variables. There's only a few bodies that we need to worry about, and pushed hard and heavy down that D side of the field. Pretty much didn't stop the whole way because nobody was shooting at him.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to let 2 bodies come out of the penalty box at the same time, guns ablazing.
Yeah. Yeah, you always got to keep an eye on that clock. If you're dealing with a team that had a couple penalties, you want to make sure you don't go to sleep. We've seen that before a couple times last season. But yeah, solid work by, we're just talking about Greg Lazat. So right now, 15:11 on this clock. So tons of time. And it looks like Nico Hyde is still going to be in the box. Regardless, AC Dallas trying to fight through these penalties here and down by 2.
Well, you know, at least they're back to full strength now, right? That thing went away. We'll find out when we get back. Stick around.
25 seconds to go before the start of this next point. 2 points separate these teams. And there's Greg Lazat, the hero of that last point for 187. Eddie Painter. And there's AC Dallas. Getting ready to roll here. There's Meter Niños, number 85, dead center. Looks like he might be going up in the center. So he stops in that open area, shoots off the break. So yeah, so 4 bodies starting this point here for AC Dallas. Nico Hyde still in the box on that penalty. So on the power play, 187 able to make some aggressive moves here early. They're in the snake, also in that center as well, but Lazat gets his head peeled off, and he comes off early, losing a gunfight. Nico Hyde comes out of the box, breaks out wide towards the D side, slides through the puddle. Looks like he makes it in clean, clears his gun out. He's ready to play. So now AC Dallas with a 1-body advantage. They have Hyde, Roberts, Bluey, Niños, and Danner on the field for them.
Oh, man. So just 2 bodies left alive, I think, now for 187, both over here on the snake side.
Well, they got a penalty too.
Yeah, they got the penalty. Here comes, that was a minor penalty, so that'll come off. But here comes the charge from Bewley. And Nico Hyde, fresh out the box, going to run that flag in. Seeing a lot of spins early from the VCK guys. Nico Hyde, TJ Danner.
Well, I talked to Greg Pauly, the coach and owner of AC Dallas, pretty thoroughly. We actually had a pretty cool interview with him. Breaks down a little bit of the history of the team on Paintball Access and PSP website. So if you're unfamiliar with AC Dallas, you might want to give it a read. It's pretty interesting. Their rise through the divisional ranks and how they were able to win the D1 title last year. They are a deep team. They have a lot of guys, and he's fully intent on giving people opportunity to prove themselves. Obviously, just like every team, you got a certain, kind of couple guys that are going to get their lion's share of the spins. But I really like the philosophy that Greg has brought to AC Dallas, and there's Greg Pauly, the big man himself, on the right-hand side of your screen, pumping his guys up. So he's really happy to, have brought another team. He was one of the first coaches for Vicious and helped them rise through the ranks, and he had been through down that road himself as a player, and now to help coach and guide another group of really hungry guys that are willing to grind to get better. And that's really been the testament and the thing that has made AC Dallas what they are today is he's assembled a group of guys that are willing to take beatings to get better and do it over and over and over again until now, lo and behold, they are professional paintball players. So how well they do here, that remains to be seen. That's why it's an interesting story. We do not know what they are really made of here at this level of play. But they're only down by 1 right now against 187. And 187 still has a body in the box. Huntoon with that penalty. So they are going to be on a power play here. And there's Meter Niños right there, dead center. So, Meter has been helping AC and helping Greg Pauly while he was playing with San Antonio X Factor. Didn't really feel like he was getting the playing time that he deserved. Parted ways with X Factor, and now has come to help lead this team here, AC Dallas, to see what they can do in the Pro Division. 14:09 to play on the breakout. Nobody in the snake for either team. And it looks like a body coming off early for AC Dallas.
Yeah, it looks like they lose Niños out of the back center. And Dallas going to lose another player off that mini race bunker on the Dorito side. Dylan Bewley makes the bump out from that center can to the big Dorito 1. Oh, it looks like Nick Sloviak got shot in the gun trying to fill out. He's going to come walking off. Well, 187 gives that body advantage right back to AC Dallas.
Yeah, AC Dallas is full control of the snake now as Roberts comes all the way down. He's going to wrap around and have a couple backs to shoot. Ooh.
And here comes Nathan Roberts in 187's backfield. Gets 1 kill and 1 last body in the 50 Dorito. Looks like a 3-on-1, Tyler Speece, Bewley, and Roberts.
And Nate Roberts finally takes him out. So 2 quick kills here. A little 2-pack on the snake side for Roberts after the side was completely blown open. But nice work by Tyler Speece, Bluey, and Roberts.
Yeah, AC Dallas getting themselves right back in this game. A bunch of majors, gave up to 187 crew a couple quick points, but AC Dallas now getting right back in it.
AC Dallas is looking pretty good.
Yeah, pretty solid. Guys are playing hard. Looks like guys are going places with a purpose. Good communication and good recovery right now.
Well, so tie ball game here. 12 minutes and 51 seconds to go. About 1 minute and 35 before the start of this next one. We're starting to see a little bit more penalties, but it hasn't been a penalty-ridden tournament as of yet. Some here or there, and a few on some other teams, but it hasn't really played too much of a factor. This game, a little bit different story here. You can see that awesome move by Roberts, gets the first one, and then 187 trying to get up, get in better field position. Roberts had to reload, and he finally was able to put a couple on him.
Sound like Pauly was like, hey, Nico, let's make up for getting that penalty out there.
Is that what he said?
Pretty much. So TJ Danner, Nico Hyde, John Jackson, Matt Jackson, all coming over from VCK. The pickup, Demetrius Niños, 5 new bodies on.
There's a whole line.
It's a whole line, and then, combine them with the guys that they had already. Bewley, we saw him, last year play well for them. Tyler Speece, we think he's got some game in him, and then you got Mayo and
they're deep. That's one thing I've started to realize about AC Dallas after talking to Pauly and hearing the story behind the scenes and picking up the new guys. They've got a pretty deep roster. So it's
Roberts.
Yeah, they got a shot, man. I mean, if they keep the right mindset and realize there's going to be some bumps in the road, it could be a good team. And I still think the same thing about 187. I've been talking to Dave Painter, the owner of that team, in the offseason, and he's very confident in his boys, as well he should be, and they're starting to develop the skills they need to prevail here in the Champions Division. Right now, though, tied up. Let's see if these teams can play clean and get a good solid 5-on-5 match. Nate Roberts coming off early for AC Dallas. So Matt Derula, Eddie Painter, Josh Pike, Dan Zaleski, and Max Trailer on the field for 187. On your screen right now, you're looking at AC Dallas fighting here from the Snake side. Not much penetration in the Snake for AC, but 187.
Yeah, Zaleski made it to the Snake 1 on the break. Now he's going to jump up into Snake 2. He's going to be matched by Demetrius Ninos. Filled out of the back center to the Snake side corner, now in Snake 1, but Bewley gets shot for AC Dallas. He comes walking off the field as Meter tries to engage a gunfight with Zaleski in the Snake. Max Trailer got shot on the break, but Eddie Painter filled in behind Zaleski over here on the Snake side. Here comes Ninos up into Snake 2.
You can see on your screen there's a lot of pressure is being put from multiple angles here in Zaleski. Crossfield he's worried about. He's also got Meter right in front of him. And then right behind Meter is Tyler Spees. So Zaleski, he's kind of the key guy right now here for 187. In a little bit of a treacherous position. 187 though, they have good field position over on the D side. Now making his move up to the 50-yard line. So here comes 187 though. They do lose a body. I think they might have lost 2. No, they just lose 1. So it looks like Max Trailer coming off for 187 on the D side.
And now Ninos feeling the pinch coming from that 50 Dorito. Zaleski's going to look to launch here pretty soon.
Oh, the ref's in there. And that's going to be a penalty. So Meter has a pretty big mark on the side of his face.
Yeah, that's a lot of paint.
Yeah, that's a lot of paint. So that's going to draw a major. Meter walks off very frustrated either with himself or the call or maybe a little bit of both. And Eddie Painter wanted to run that flag and didn't need to do it. So point conceded, and Meter now going to have to serve 2-minute jail time for that major penalty.
I mean, it looked like he got rocked. Yeah, right when the, I think it was Derula, came down that Dorito side. It looked like he put one right in on Ninos. But, he kept playing, kept shooting. The ref comes around the side, and he turns like this, and he's got
a giant beacon on the side of his head.
Side of his face.
Yeah, so now penalty. So this has been probably, I think, we saw, again, another game earlier on that had a few penalties, but this one's been pretty back and forth as far as penalties have been concerned. Yeah. It's still pretty even as far as the points. It's 4-3 in favor of UpTon 187 crew. So we're going to see who's going to take this one. Again, these two teams playing for the first time here in a real match with refs and tournament paint in the 2015 season. We're going to see who's going to take it. We'll be right back after this.
The streets ain't chasing the same things you chasing. There's many temptations out there. Just stay focused, man. As a team, though. As a team. That's all I knew when I was here. That's what kind of kept me focused. That I finally ran into a team. And you guys have that same thing. Because this you will never die. It'll never die.
Refs checking out TJ Danner's gun. So Meter Ninos going to have to spend a little time in the box. Got about 5 seconds before as the last players coming on the field here. Ninos going to get in the box, and Danner is going to get set for this point. 10 minutes and 48 seconds remain here in this matchup. Off the break, AC Dallas to the Snake and up in the center to the stand-up can. Body coming off early here for 187. Looks like Matt Derula getting pulled out, so just Lazat, Zaleski, Trailer, and Slowiak. Dan Zaleski, kill count leader for 187. They have a 1-point advantage here in this match. Evened up on the body count, though.
Yeah, I got Roberts over here in the Snake. Going heads up with Max Trailer. Here comes Dan Zaleski. He's going to jump into the second part of the Snake. Still 1 minute and 20 seconds on AC Dallas's penalty. About to approach the halfway mark of the match. And somebody just shot the bejeebus out of Max Trailer.
Yeah, Max Trailer just got peeled out of there hard. So that just leaves Zaleski over here on the Snake side for 187. Moves being made by AC Dallas on the D side of the field.
Yeah, Zaleski here in the 50. Nick Slowiak looking to make a move on the player in the 50, Dorito. He gets one. Nico Hyde comes walking off.
Yeah, that's going to be a point-changing move if he's able to do that. Looks like he's still alive in there. And there's Zaleski in the snake. And he gets shot out. But Slowiak is still alive up in that center. But this turns the field. You can see, look, AC Dallas now, they own the snake. You can see in their body language, they shift over. They're still worried about that D side of the field, though, with Greg Lazat. And Nick Slowiak still alive. And Nick Slowiak, just nothing he could do. He had to live by his gun on that 50-yard line structure, but Roberts was able to come down and shoot him in the back. So Slowiak a little frustrated there.
Yeah, I thought he was by himself, but he actually had Lazat.
Yeah.
You know, Lazat could have gone, you know, bumped up the field. Everybody lost track of what happened on the snake side. All Zaleski had to do was stay alive. But, I mean, he got shot. Once Slowiak made that move, Lazat needed to play off that, come up into the 50. I mean, there's only 2 bodies over here. But UpTon 187. AC Dallas definitely had control over here on the snake side, but UpTon 187 crew definitely had an opportunity to win that point right there.
Well, really close match right now. I mean, it's going to be tied up here 4-4. And with 8 minutes and 46 seconds left to go, this is anybody's game. And did Meter get out of that box yet?
No, they blew the horn, so he's still going to have a little bit of time on it. So.
Well, Matt Jackson, new guy in AC Dallas, coming from VCK last year, 3 confirmed kills for him. So, man, I don't know. This is a close one. Who do you got in this one right now? God, it's too tough to call.
Pretty likely that AC Dallas is going to get another major penalty. So, I don't know. 187's not looking all that fluid right now. You know, all their moves are kind of, you know, all over the place. Well, they haven't really been in control.
Well, it seems they're battling for control. But the one thing that I notice a little bit more out of AC that I'm not seeing as much from 187 is teamwork, communication and teamwork. They're kind of going one at a time. So, you know, we'll see. But let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm here with Brendan Mayo in AC Dallas's pit. You guys are coming out really strong. You're playing a really good match here, your first match of the weekend. You have Dimitri Ninos on your team. Has he been giving you some tips and kind of telling you what to expect coming out here on the pro field?
I mean, he's a seasoned veteran. He's been around for a while, you know. We had a long meeting last night. You know, everybody put their heads together, and obviously he has got a lot of tips that helped us out today. But, you know, it's just play and learn, really, you know.
During that long meeting, I mean, there's a little bit more pressure having only 24 hours to really study this field. So during that long meeting, what were some of the few key things you really discussed?
Communication, huge. You know, we went over that a lot last night. And just really some of the, not really a whole lot of the shots, is more or less just zone calls, communication, because without coaching now, communication's a humongous factor. So that was the main key of our meeting last night. So.
All right, well, you guys are playing really well. It's tied 4-4 against 187. Stay tuned. We'll see who takes the lead. Thank you.
So we are back here, tied up at 4. 8 minutes and 46 seconds to go here. First game of the afternoon bracket between 187 Crew and AC Dallas. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. And this has been a great game so far. too tough to call, man. I mean, honestly, whatever team stays out of the box is probably going to win this game, because we've seen a lot of penalties out here. Right now, currently, Meter Nino still serving a major penalty. I think he finally got out. Yeah, he finally got out of the box.
So Nick Roberts getting shot on the break, trying to go to snake 1. It's a 187 with the early body advantage. They get Zaleski into snake 1 again as well. They got Derula, Sloviak, Lazat, and Trailer. Here comes Max Trailer up the middle. Next to Zaleski. Zaleski going to jump into the 50 snake. Another body goes down. Looks like Matt Jackson for AC Dallas.
Well, Zaleski's got some backs right now. Boom, gets one. I think just got another little 2-pack right now for Dan Zaleski out of the snake. And Meter Nino's running off, shaking his head. So he got shot by Nick Sloviak. So perfect point right now from Upton 187 crew. Nick Sloviak, 5 confirmed kills for him. Dan Zaleski also clocking in. Beautiful work by Zaleski in the snake, and Greg Lazat also has stepped up. So, you know, we're getting a pretty full team effort. Both Derula and Trailer haven't got a ton of kills here in this match, but they are still playing some solid paintball, and they are still contributing. But definitely the heroes right now, Greg Lazat, Dan Zaleski, Nick Sloviak, chalking up up the body count here for 187 and taking this lead. Beautiful job by them. So 5-4 is the score. But honestly, other than the penalties, I like what I'm seeing out of both these teams. They're scrapping it out right now. They're making moves. I do agree that the teamwork needs to tighten up a little bit for Upton 187 crew, but then they come out and have a point like this. Yeah. It was really well done. Nice, tight, coordinated moves. Yeah, that's their movement with purpose, like you were saying.
That's their experience right there. That's their experience playing out, having been in this situation before, you know.
Well, the issue with one of the issues with 187 is they typically get off to a slow start, and they know that. So, you know, once they get that, you know, the first game jitters out of the way, they've played some really good paintball before. So, so if they come out of here with a win against a very confident AC Dallas team in their first professional game ever, it'd be a big thing here for 187. Well, we'll see. 1 point separates these two teams. 7 minutes and 44 seconds to go. We'll be right back. And right back into this match. AC Dallas on your left and 187 crew on your right. Looks like Zaleski coming off early for 187, trying to get something done over here, snake side.
And Sloviak and Trailer going to get out here on the snake side after losing Zaleski on the break. But AC Dallas in good position. They got Mayo back over here on the outside snake temple, and Spies up in the tall temple next to the snake. Dylan Bewley over there on the Dorito side. Nino's charging up the middle. TJ Danner over in the mini Dorito.
You can see the eye in the sky right now.
Oh, there goes Bewley.
I was just going to say, better field position in the center for AC Dallas, but not anymore as Bewley takes the walk. Bewley's been a little hit or miss.
Yeah.
He's had some good points and then died early a couple other points. But hey, first game in the pros, got to shake it off. Team's doing pretty solid. And still, though, grinding out for position right now. Neither team really solidifying anything. Better field position on the D side for 187. Both teams have dropped the body.
Yeah, Pike and Derula over there for 187, as it looks like Derula might have just got a shot in on Ninos out of the center of the field. Looking to counter is TJ Danner. Coming up into the big 40 Dorito. Brandon Mayo coming up into Snake 2. TJ Danner off to the races. He gets picked up. Does he take one with him? No.
Brandon Mayo got that shot cross field.
Yeah, pushes him out to Mayo. So just one body alive, but nobody else for AC Dallas on the Dorito side. One body for Upton 187. See if he can capitalize.
Brandon Mayo edging out here on the sideline in the snake for AC. trying to get a shot on Max Trailer in the snake. Now Nick Slowiak makes a move in the center. And then on the D side, moves being made by Josh Pike. And here comes the hammer.
Ooh.
He doesn't even need to do it because those bodies got cleared up on the D side from Josh Pike. So nice work.
That's a couple of nice games for Pike over there.
Yeah, and also Trailer did a good job over here, snake side. Slowiak is playing very well with his new team. Slowiak spent the past few years on Houston Heat. Before that, he was with Aftershock. And now coming over to this new squad. So, and getting a lot of playing time. The big question with Nick, everybody loves Nick. He's a great player. He didn't get a lot of playing time on Heat. He did well, really well coming off the bench in limited spins. He get his kills. He did well, but never really got the playing time that he wanted. And you know, now he's going to be able to get that playing time, and I feel he's playing a really pretty solid game right now.
Yeah, not too bad. Just got to get a win. That's what's important. You know, AC Dallas trying to get off to a good start, not be like Boom or Top Gun Union this morning. You know, one of these newer teams coming into the league. You know, opportunity here. You know, they came out firing strong, but I mean, it really hurts you both. I mean, both on the field, you know, losing bodies, losing points. You know, but also mentally, you know, like as a young team coming out and getting majors, you know, you can let it affect your mental game. And, you know, it's so easy just to, you know, lose that confidence right away. But, you know, the veteran teams, the experienced teams that have been there before, you know, they understand that, you know, penalties happen. You always have to try to avoid them at all costs, but they happen. You know, you can't just sit there and dwell on it. You got to keep fighting, keep pushing hard. So.
Well, I feel what I like that I'm seeing out of both these teams as I'm seeing fight. Neither one of these teams have given much up. They've been scrapping out, and that's what you want to see from both 187 and AC Dallas. Both these teams have a bright future in front of them, but it's all up to them. Can they capitalize? Can they fix their deficiencies? I really feel like, for sure, 187 has worked very hard at that over the years. I like the pickup of Nick Slowiak. He's playing well for them right now. And with AC, we haven't seen him, obviously, as much as we've seen 187. But they already look pretty good. And I do really like that lineup that Greg Pauly has put together. So, but again, the question is going to be how well can that high-powered lineup, you know, coming up after winning the divisional title last year in D1, how well are they going to do against the best teams in the world? So 187, 1 point away from victory here. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Do or die time for AC Dallas. They're on the left-hand side of your screen. Neither team in the snake yet. Neither team has dropped a body. Oh, there goes the first one. So it looks like Roberts and another penalty on AC Dallas, and that is going to be the nail in the coffin.
Man, that hurts. Greg Pauly's got to be pulling what's left of his hair out over there. I don't understand how, I mean, you're going to come in here and get 4 major penalties? 4?
I think you're right. Well, that was a minor on Matt Jackson.
Oh, that hurts so bad.
So
that's going to do it, you know, up to 187 on that minor, costing them their whole snake side.
Yeah, so
able to come down and, you know, blow it wide open.
Max Trailer walking that flag in.
So Nick Roberts able to come down this snake side.
Well, definitely both teams got penalties, but obviously AC is going to have to get a talking to, because that's too many penalties. On a day we haven't really seen that many penalties. Man. Not like in other events. But still, for their first game in the league, that was a good fight from AC Dallas. And like we've been talking about, I do think that lineup has a lot of potential, but they cannot continue to progress in this tournament and get as many penalties as they got during this match.
Yeah, Greg's not going to be happy about that. You know, when they have their team meeting later, especially when they have another game coming up against Damage. You know, that's going to be a tough one. So, but I mean, from what we did see of them, aside from the penalties, you know, I think they got a bright future in front of them. I think that they do a lot of things well. I mean, even from watching them before, you know, in divisional games, like I think they got some talent there. They picked up some good guys, but you know, penalties will kill you no matter who you are.
Yeah, and hats off to 187 to not get a slow start, to come out here and put that W up. And good job for them. I think that lineup has potential this year. It's great that Eddie Painter's back in the mix and healthy. It's great that they were able to get Zaleski in here last minute. Love the pickup of Nick Slowiak. Pike played well. Lazat played well. that team's going to be good one of these days. They're already looking pretty sharp. We'll see, though. A lot of tournament left here. So next up, we have Infamous going to be playing their first game against the Outlaws, another new team that's come in, coached by the notorious Jeremy Salm. So that's going to be a good matchup. Infamous also added a couple high-powered players to their already high-powered lineup, and they were the most inconsistent team in Paintball last year. They won this event in the Champions Division last season and then fell into the Challengers Division, stayed there for the majority of the year to finally come back and have a pretty good World Cup. But you know, we'll see. I mean, they could arguably win this event too. Their lineup is ridiculous, and we'll see how good the Outlaws are. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am here with Matt Drula and 187's pick. Congratulations, you guys just won that match. Now, it is a little bit of trial and error out here. What are you guys finding does not work on this field?
I mean, I don't think there's necessarily things that do and don't work. Everything works if you take your time, do it right, and communicate across the field. I think with the mud, you know, you have an opportunity to go a little bit further. It was raining before, so our shots weren't as accurate. Towards the end of the game, you know, we started to pick up on that, and it got a bit better. But I think just not knowing the layout in advance means a lot of, you know, trial and error throughout the first game.
Now, you guys are a homegrown team. You did pick Nick Sloviak up during the off season. How has that changed things up, and what kind of insight has he brought to the team?
It's good. It's a lot different to have someone new who's come from different programs. He has a lot of good perspectives. He's won. You know, we're all hungry to win, so it's good to have someone there who has insight and experience that really helps us and gives us a new kind of perspective on things.
And you guys have fought hard. You've proven that you're a good team. You can beat some of the best teams here. What were some lessons you learned during last season going through the ups and downs of those tournaments?
You know, I think for us it really just comes down to playing as a team. As we get better about playing as a team on, off the field, planning for our games, I think that's really what's helped us out and really kind of brought us up the learning curve.
All right, well, congratulations on that win. Stay tuned, guys. We got more coming up.
Mark your calendars and get ready for the battle at the upcoming stops on the 2015 PSP Tour. The Nashville Open goes down May 1st through the 3rd. Mid-Atlantic Open June 18th through the 21st. The Chicago Open takes place August 7th through the 9th. And the biggest paintball tournament on earth, the PSP World Cup, runs October 15th through the 18th. Sign up your team now and get into the fight. Watch all the action on pspevents.com. You don't want to miss it.